Okay, so video 2. Let's finish up. This should only be about 5 minutes or so. The Nordic countries, chapter 12, section 5. So what you need to know on this slide is that the Vikings are seafaring Scandinavians who are going to raid Europe from the 9th to 11th centuries. They usually looted monasteries. Here is a map. The red is going to be where Vikings started to raid. So again, they're coming off the Scandinavian peninsula and moving into Europe. Not a lot on here, so I'm going to just bypass it. History, just a brief history of Sweden and Norway right here. So both Sweden and Norway are constitutional monarchies. So they have a king or queen, their prime minister and their cabinet are doing most of the executive work, though. They have a constitution. They have ombudsmen. These are just officials who investigate complaints against the government. This is to prevent any kind of governmental power from becoming too big. So they just investigate citizens' complaints that are strictly against the government. Both Sweden and Norway are welfare states. This means that they have a system put in place where the government is going to provide for many of its citizens' needs monetarily. So money-wise, we as America are not so much a welfare state in the sense that Sweden and Norway are, because most of their government is based on this welfare state. But we do have some welfare benefits for people in need. If you're interested in that at all, or interested in politics or economics, this is a really neat thing to look into, especially European states are moving more towards this welfare state. And so it's still kind of, we're still watching to see if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. So yeah, I'm going to leave it right there. So we see down here that Sweden joins the EU, the European Union, in 1995, but Norway does not. So Norway is not part of the European Union. Another interesting fact about Sweden is if you are shopping at IKEA or you are wearing any kind of H&M clothing, then you are wearing a Swedish product. So Sweden is being known right now for its modern design in furniture and even in clothing. So if you have been to IKEA or you are wearing H&M, you are supporting Swedish economics. Samis, the official, is the big deal on this page. Samis are Scandinavians that live in the northern part of that Scandinavian peninsula. They are traditionally known for herding reindeer. You find them a lot, you find them there in the northern Sweden mostly, but they do kind of encompass the whole Scandinavian peninsula. So that's really cool. Make sure you are keeping an eye on all of the capitals. So let's go to Finland. Finland is greatly influenced by Sweden because they share that peninsula together. The high point right here is that Finland has two official languages, Swedish and Finnish. And the Finnish government, I really just want you to look at these pictures. These are the Northern Lights, really neat. They're beautiful. Finland, their major export is paper because 2/3 of their land is forest. So a lot of paper is coming from Finland. Finland is part of the European Union. All right, Denmark and Iceland. This is it for us. Denmark is a constitutional monarchy. Capital is Copenhagen, and they are a welfare state. I love this picture of Denmark. It reminds me a lot of Number the Stars. And then Iceland. Iceland is a republic. They are not part of the European Union. They have a huge high cost of living. It is really hard to import goods into Iceland because of where it's associated on map. That a lot is, it's very expensive to ship. And so as you add shipping costs onto the actual cost, it increases how much things cost. And that increases your cost of living. Your cost of living is what it would require for you to live. So your rent, your food, clothing, room and board, all of that. And then your job. And so, this is a picture of Iceland, so probably not what you thought Iceland looked like, but still very, very beautiful. And here is your wrap up for this section. Again, make sure you know all the capitals for all the sections. Make sure you watched video 1 or you're going to have no idea what's going on. And then pay attention to these maps that I've put on all of your wrap up sections. They are beneficial to look at so that you can understand the history and the economics and the government based on the geography of where it's positioned. Love you guys. I can't wait to see you on Thursday.